Hi there, YouTube. My name's Stevie P. I am a white Christian conservative. You know what that means? It means I'm a very, very, very bad man according to what I'm hearing on the media right now. The amount of hatred that goes back and forth, and the vile, putrid speech, and the things that are said in the wake of a tragedy that is being blamed on political parties, on political figures, on the beliefs that are being pushed by the opposition have blown me away. I am a moderate politically, I guarantee. I like guns, I do. I believe in the right to protect your family. I wish I could believe that the cops will be there to protect my family. But the reality of the situation is they're the ones that are going to show up to help with the cleanup. And they're the ones that are going to catch the bad guy that has done the bad things to my family. So yeah, I believe in the right to protect my family. And firearms, I think, are quite effective at that. Not only are they effective at that, they're fun to play with. They're fun to go to the range and shoot, which is primarily what we do. We shoot pop cans, we shoot targets. It's fun. It's a fun day out. It's a little bit expensive, but not like hockey expensive. And hunting. You know what? We use them for that. But primarily, they're just for fun. Does that make me a bad person? In the eyes of some of you, yes it does. Now, is it because I'm a conservative that I obviously I'm a gun nut? No, I'm a gun nut. They're awesome. They're fun when they're used for the purpose they're for, right? Just because we own one doesn't mean we're out there wanting to kill the opposition. There's a lot of people who I know who don't have the same political belief as me. It does not make me, for one instant, want to go and shoot them. Everyone's getting bent out of shape because some psycho went and did something stupid. Maybe it was to make a name for himself. Maybe it was because he was bullied. Maybe it's because he had access to it and he's just a nut job. Or maybe he had a political motive. We may never know that because we just might never know that, right? I don't know why there has to be so much hate that goes on back and forth. I know there's money in it. I know people are making lots of money on this hate and on the rage and the knee-jerk reactions. 360 million guns in the US, guys. You're not going to legislate that away, especially when it's built into the Constitution. So, and there's lots of people on both sides of the parties that are into guns. That's not the issue. Obviously, the issue here is probably mental health. Right? Now I know it's not as cool to fund mental health as it is. It doesn't make the headlines as going after the shocking headlines of a shooting. Taking away the gun is not going to fix the situation, right? Fixing the people who are ill might help. Maybe raising our children right will help. Who knows? Maybe judges doing their job in the first place and putting people away, or instead of letting people out on slap on the wrist. I know it doesn't happen so much in the States, but in Canada, man, you want to be a criminal, do it in Canada. The rule, the time is minimal. It really is. I'm not saying it's going to be good. Jail's jail. But really, guys, all the media is doing is promoting more and more hate with these stories. It was a tragedy. But the stuff I'm hearing online, the anger towards the opposite party, from the left as well, guys. From people on the left are saying, you know, like these Republicans should be executed, they should be shot, like it was their fault that this happened. And like the anti-Semitism that was being talked about by, was it the word bloodlust? Blood? I can't remember what it was. And it's a word that is commonly used, but because Sarah Palin used it in her response the other day, they're going after her as an anti-Semite. You may not believe the same things as a politician or a leader does, but you don't have the right to wish them dead. You have the right to not vote them in. And you can believe strongly, but there is a limit to what you should say publicly, guys. No matter how strongly you feel, when you go saying they should be murdered, they should be dead, that makes you as bad as the people who do it, because you're inciting that hate, you're inciting that violence. And how the hell do you expect your country to grow? How do you expect to come out of your recession? How do you expect to come together and be that leader country again? With all this turmoil and with all this hate. And I think personally, a lot of this is being stewed up by people that are making lots of money on both sides. Media corporations especially. Big scary stories move newspapers. They sell advertising because of the popularity of the channel. It's time. I don't know. What do? Do you just not watch them? I don't watch the big media channels anymore. Just because it's all bad news. It's all negative. It's all just stirring up hate. I think the media is just as much to blame as these psychopaths. I think it's sad. I think it's sad because people's agendas are being pushed all because of a tragedy. Something that never should have happened. Something that's popular. People are saying, oh, you know, you should ban guns because of this. The lady who got shot, the senator who got shot, she's a gun shooter. She likes shooting, right? And, I mean, I don't know, guys. Is it just the US or is it Canada? Is it the UK? I know there's anger on both sides of everything, right? There's polarization all the time. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get the extremists. But it seems like everyone on the media is an extremist. It just seems that way. If you ever want to bring your country back to what it was, you guys need to get a grip. I love you guys. You're great to have as neighbors. Every American I met has been friendly. But you don't look it right now, guys. You don't look it. It's time good people started getting elected. And it's time good people started saying things about all the bad stuff that's going on. Not being about the money, not being about the power, not being about the fame, but doing it to change your country. And it starts with the little people. It starts with you and me. Get out there, make a change. Stop the hate. It's ridiculous. It goes on in my country too. We're not blame free. A bunch of idiots in government. We got a bunch of idiots out of government, all doing the same thing, pushing the hatred. I don't think that most politicians are in there, you know, just to get what they can out of it. I think most politicians go into it knowing that they're going to be a target, knowing that they're, and I don't mean like that, guys, knowing they're going to be a target for the public, they're going to be under scrutiny with everything they do, but I believe they do it because they think they can make a positive change. I think that's why people go into politics in the first place. That's probably the only thing that's held me back, is not being able to say what I really believe about the issues that are going on, right? Because of the attacks that I get, that my family will get, because I'm a Christian, because I'm, you know, conservative, right? Some of the things people have said about people like me blow my mind. Blow my mind. There's bad people on both sides of the pot on here. Don't be one of them. Learn to love your neighbor. Learn to love your enemy. Go in there and change your nation. You have the power to change your nation. We're democratic nations. Let's make it work. You don't like someone, get them out of power by unelecting them. You don't shoot them. You just don't. Right? Not not in a free country, not in a free elected country. If you live in a dictatorship, you know what? Maybe it stands to reason that you need to take more extreme measures to take your country back. But you don't do that in a free nation where people are elected. That lady was elected. She was elected because the majority of the people elected her. If you don't like that, that's too bad. You elect your guy next time. And if you can't do that, then maybe you need to run for office and you make those changes and you put in the effort. But you don't take a gun and deal with it like that. You just don't. I'm sorry for these people. Little girl died because of some retard idiot. Right? Now, if it turns out that what I just said was politically incorrect because he was mentally unstable, then that sucks and somebody fell down on the job. Somebody slipped through the cracks if that was the case. But man, there's no other reason for that. You got people in your life that are unstable like that, you get them help. A little girl died and a bunch of other people died because this guy slipped through a bunch of cracks. Just because you're allowed to have guns doesn't mean you should. Right? If someone's unstable, you get them checked. It doesn't matter if you're going to be embarrassed as a family member, if you're going to feel like an outcast because you did something. How many people knew this guy was capable? Somebody did. Somebody did. Guaranteed. Somebody's looking at this situation right now and they're like, oh, I wish I'd said something. I wish I'd done something. You know what, if this is you, this is something you've thought of doing, go get help. Go get help now before it's too late, before someone else's life is destroyed. Stop this hate, guys. It's stupid. Just stop the hate.